Hey, welcome. This is Arthur Toole. I'm here to talk to you about the 6 myths that you must destroy to gain access to your wealth. Notice I didn't say the wealth or riches or glory, but your wealth. Like there's wealth set aside specifically for you. But these myths that society has allowed us to believe are in the way. So we're going to cover the first 2. But first, you have to understand your reality today is shaped almost entirely off of your belief system. What you believe to be true is the truth. And why is that? Because you accept it as truth. For instance, if you believe that you can't lose weight, then you won't. And even if you do start to lose weight, you'll sabotage it. If you believe that you shouldn't be wealthy, it doesn't matter how many businesses you start, you'll sabotage it. If you believe that it's wrong to have $1 million, trust me, once you get to $999,999, you'll find a way to blow it. And it's because of these types of myths, these types of beliefs that keep us tied to a treadmill of poverty and living mediocre lives. But that doesn't have to be the case anymore. But before we get into that, who is this for? If you believe that something is wrong with the trajectory of your life as it is, right? You did everything you were supposed to do, you're working hard, but you hadn't hit that place where you thought you would be or you should be, this is for you, because it's going to expose to you what's been holding you back. If you want to create wealth, but don't believe you have anything really to sell, unless you go to some MLM program, this is also for you. If you believe that, well, maybe you do kind of have a product, but no one's really going to buy it, this is for you as well. But with that said, let's just jump right in. And let's cover the first 2 of the 6 myths. Now, once we get through this, what you're going to learn is that you're already a business owner. And I don't mean in some figurative space where people are trying to motivate you and all that other stuff. That's not my thing. But literally, you're already a business owner. You just hadn't seen it yet. And once you see it, then you'll be able to break out of that poverty mindset. Right? And then once you do that, you'll instantly see at least 2 business ideas. And you'll know exactly how to make them work. So the first myth is that your job is a place of security and will take care of you in retirement. Remember 2008, 2009? There were people who had worked 30, 40 years and were going to retire in 2008, 2009. Not only did they lose their job, but their 401k, whereas it was $500,000 maybe in 2007, it was $10,000 in 2008. And yes, the market has risen a bit, but people realized their whole retirement savings was based on the company. The truth is, your job is not your friend, it's a source of revenue. The CEOs of these big companies don't sit back and say, how can we take care of Jackie or how can we take care of John? They're like, how can we further use Jackie's talents to make us wealthy? And that's not a good or bad thing, it's just a statement of reality. So because of that, you have to work with your company, your employer, as if they're not your friend. They just provide your source of revenue for services that you provide. And once you do that, you can think more objectively. Then once you do that, then you realize that the company is really just one client. That's right. You already have a client, and it's called your employer. Didn't think of it that way, right? Well, I'll give you an example later to cover it. The second myth is that you're an employee working a job. I think nothing is more dangerous than this myth because it makes you limit your abilities. It makes you believe that the best you could ever do is to work for someone else and to make them wealthy. When they say get up, you get up. When they say go home, you go home. You have to ask them for vacation time. You have to ask them what school your kids go to because they pay your salary. You have to ask them what clothes you can buy because they pay your salary. You have to ask them where you can live because they pay your salary. And that's all employee thinking. The truth is, you're a business owner with 2 employees and 1 profitable product already. And once you start thinking as a business owner and realizing that you really are a business owner, now you're not limited by what your company pays you. You're limited by your ability to sell your products and by training your own employees. So who are these employees that I'm talking about? Your time and your talents are your employees. Yes, they are actually your employees. They're either working to create wealth for you or they're working to create wealth for someone else. Ever heard the term clocking in? When you clock in to work, you're literally giving your time to someone else so that you could produce for them. Your talents, your company hired you because of your talents. And once they had those talents, they put you in training and made those talents skills. And those skills, they said, hey, we're going to buy those from you. And when they bought those from you, they paid you a salary. See, you're already a business owner. Now, once you understand that, here's one truth that you have to get into your soul. No business can sustain themselves nor create exponential profits by selling to only one client. That's right. You've been in business now 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45 years and been selling all your products to just one client. How long can that be sustained? The other one is, no business can sustain themselves nor create exponential products by selling only one product. We were taught to go to college, get a degree, go work for a job, work that one job, and then they tell us when we can move. Hence, you sold to only one company, one client, and you only sold one product. But what if the big companies did that? How was that fair? Let's take McDonald's for example. Now, I used to love the Big Mac probably more than the average person. I don't eat them now, but I did. What would happen if McDonald's only sold Big Macs? And they only sold Big Macs to me. So if you went to McDonald's, they only had Big Macs, and they only sold it to Arthur Toole. How long would they stay in business? Well, they stay in business as long as I felt like having a Big Mac. But even on the days and the times in my life where I was in love with Big Macs, I may have them one month. So what did McDonald's do? They made fries. They made chicken nuggets. They sold drinks. And they sold apple pies. Why? Because on Monday, I feel like a Big Mac, but on Tuesday, I may just want fries. And then they said, well, how can we get more money out of Arthur? Well, we're going to package this together. So they made meals. So by selling more products, more likely Arthur would come in and buy more often. Then McDonald's said, you know what? We don't want just Arthur because Arthur decided that he's not going to come in this week, which meant we don't make any money this week. So we want to go and sell to kids. We want to go sell to old people. We want to go sell to young people. Let's take the same product that worked really well with Arthur because we tested it on Arthur. And let's go out and find other people like Arthur. It's the same way with you. So if you worked for AT&T doing telecommunications, well, that means your product is already working because someone is already buying it. Why not figure out a way to sell it to someone else? So the new mentality that you have to have from these first 2 myths that we just destroyed, you have to transition from broke to moderate financial success by selling your products to more than one client consistently and successfully. Now, I know it seems harder than what it is, but in reality, you're already doing it. You're already selling your product. You already have one customer. All I'm saying is, why not sell it to 2 customers? We'll get into that later. When we meet again, we're going to talk about the next 2 myths that you have to destroy. But for now, take this, digest it. Take a moment to write down the talents that you have. And who are you selling it to? And who else you can probably sell it to? Email me. And I'll see you soon.